Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Renee and I am 41 years old and I am starting a Booktube channel. So I thought I would come on here and do the little Booktube Newbie Tag. So I have the questions here and I'm going to go through and answer them so that you can get to know me a little bit. First question is, why did you start this channel? So I'm going to start this channel because I have been watching quite a few booktubers, and honestly I love the community and I want to be a part of that community. So I am starting my own booktube channel to hopefully be involved with that community. Number 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Well, once I get over the fear of being in the camera and recording myself and getting comfortable with making videos, I have quite bubbly, quirky, fun personality, and I'm hoping to bring that out to the Booktube community eventually. I don't know, I might be a little awkward for a while until I get used to being in front of the camera. Number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Like I had said with question 1, I'm really excited to be a part of the Booktube community. I love the vibe, and I love reading sprints and readathons and, you know, challenges like that. And I am hoping I'll be able to participate and actively host maybe sometime down the road some readathons, challenges like that. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Why do you love reading? So it wasn't until I was more into my adult years that I took a love for reading. When I was younger, like in middle school, high school, I don't recall reading books for fun. The only books that I recall really were the books that we were required to read in high school for English class. Otherwise, like on my own, if I was just sitting at home alone or whatnot, I never really picked up a book. It wasn't until I became an adult that I found a love for reading. And although when I was younger, I had a friend that was an avid reader, and when I would spend the night at her house, I mean, I loved the idea of reading. I love the smell of books. I love like the covers and how they look in the house, and the thought of all these adventures like right at your fingertips all the time. But I never really did it on my own. But when I went to this friend's house, I would use that opportunity to kind of read. We would stay up really late and we'd read. So I kind of loved reading when I was with her. It wasn't something that I did at home alone, but as I became an adult, I kind of found the love for it, and I was a reading coach at the school that I work for. And I kind of found a love for it then, reading with the students and, you know, picking apart the story with them and vocabulary. I kind of found the love for that. And then when a student really liked a book, to be able to like talk about the book. So I'd say that that's kind of when I found the love for reading. What book or series got you into reading? So when we go back to my friend that I really liked to read with when I'd stay at her house, the series that I would always pick up when I went to her house was the Nancy Drew series. So I would say that as a young reader, that series was what really got me, but as an adult, it's kind of been any like B.A. Paris or Paula Hawkins, or kind of like those mystery thriller books, not necessarily like series, but those books. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? You want to be friends with me? That's what I would ask them. Actually, I would also ask them on a serious note, like, do you have any tips or tricks on smooth filming and editing for beginners? Or if you had to go back and do it again, what would you do differently? So those are kind of like the serious questions I'd ask. But, I mean, seriously, let's be honest. You want to be friends? What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? One will be getting comfortable recording myself. I hate being on camera. I hate being recorded. I don't like my voice. So that's one thing that's going to be hard. And then two, film editing. I tried playing around with it a little bit already, and it is very intimidating to me. So I think those two things are going to be the biggest struggles for me. When did you start reading? Well, I kind of answered that earlier, that being an avid reader hadn't started until I was older, and I've been working at the middle school that I work at right now. This is my 6th or 7th year. I can't quite remember. Somewhere in there. It all blends together. And when I started working at the school, I was an academic coach. I did interventions, and I really did start loving reading at that point. And just recently, this is my 3rd year in a new position at the same school, and I am the library aide. I'm not the librarian, but I do all the book ordering. I do checkouts, I do check-ins, I set up displays, I run challenges with the school for like reading challenges, and that has kind of helped to start reading, and it's just continued. I love chatting with students about books that they've loved. Where do you read? I like to read anywhere that, one, isn't moving, because I get motion sickness. I can't even read Google Maps in the car because I get nauseous. So one, it has to be a place where it's not moving, and two, I'm kind of like ADHD when it comes to atmosphere when I'm reading. If I'm trying to read and there's something going on in the background, I like squirrel. Like I have a hard time focusing, and I'll notice that I'll start rereading sentences. So basically anywhere where there isn't a lot going on in the background and it's not moving. I prefer on the beach of an ocean coastline somewhere in the sun, but otherwise I also like to curl up with a blanket and be underneath a warm blanket with some coffee or hot cocoa and reading. I live in northern Wisconsin, so it gets pretty cold, so there's a lot of nights that I can curl up under a blanket and read. What kinds of books do you like to read? So I have really taken a liking to middle grade books since I've been working in the library, and I love all genres, well, minus one. Sci-fi just hasn't captured my heart, so if you have a recommendation for a good sci-fi book, please leave it in the comments. But otherwise, I love romance, I love thrillers, I love like drama type of books. I like even like dark academia, thrillers. I don't know if I already said that. Basically anything but sci-fi. I even like some good fantasy, but sci-fi I just have a hard time getting into. So, well, that's a little bit about me. If you've made it through this, thank you so much for giving me a chance. And I hope we get to see more of me on the Booktube channel. Thanks. Bye.